Hello everyone, Mark here from Coachbetter. Welcome to another one of our top tips from the World Cup. Today we're going to have another individual player focus, and we're going to focus in on someone who's starting to have a real impact on the tournament. England's number 9, Harry Kane. And the reason I say number 9 is that over recent years, Harry Kane has evolved his game. So he used to be very much out and out number 9, so a fox in the box type, high up the field, playing off the shoulder, looking to make sure he's in those dangerous positions when the ball eventually gets there. But for a number of reasons, age being one, he has evolved his game now to find himself as more of what we call a false 9. What does that mean? That means that he'll get into positions, a bit like Dennis Bergkamp, for those old enough to remember, what we call in between the lines. So a defender isn't sure, do I go in there with him? And a midfield player isn't sure, do I have to come back and pick him up? And this is allowing England to create numerous good offensive situations, become very, very effective on transition. So when they win the ball back, they've often got someone available in a forward area to initiate the counter-attack and allow them a positive first pass. And what we're going to take a look at today is how it impacts both the opposition, how it benefits England, and how England have adapted the team to allow Harry Kane to drop into these areas and make it even more effective. So, let's take a look at our first situation. And we're going to take the game against Senegal here. And we can see now a pretty standard situation. England in possession, Senegal have got their defensive line in a reasonably good place. So they've got the right back, the centre backs and the left back in positions where they probably want to be. Where if it came into England forward, they can get tight. And if it was played in behind, they could defend that situation. And what we're going to pay particular attention to is the role of Harry Kane. Because what he does now is he starts to say to the defenders, well, if there's that space available in between the lines, what are you going to do if I decide to drop into it? And when he does, and you can see as he does, he's like any top player, he's got that unbelievable awareness. He's starting to look at Koulibaly's position now and saying, are you going to come with me or are you going to stay in your hole? And that's a problem for a defender. Because as a defender, you normally want to stay in your hole and be in a position where I can still get tight, but still defend those situations behind me. Because you can see now Foden is starting to really threaten that situation. And as the ball gets played into Kane, Koulibaly gets caught in two minds. He half comes out, he half stays at home, which means now Kane can turn and play a positive pass. And you can see now the gap that's appeared in the space that Koulibaly's left for either a through pass for Foden or maybe a runner in Bellingham from deep. The second issue you've got is because a centre-back has stepped out of the defensive line, the full-backs are forced to narrow up even more, which means now, and this happened a lot in the game, there's space for switches of play. And we saw this when England started to get on top. Harry Kane drop in the pocket, switch the play, open the game up, England off in counter-attack mode. What England have done incredibly well is they've built around this strength of Harry Kane. Because if the defender behind knows there's no threat behind him, he can afford to go all the way in and get tight to Kane. But what England have done brilliantly is the likes of Foden, Saka, Rashford, Bellingham, Henderson, Mount have all got those qualities and been encouraged to run beyond Harry Kane when he comes deep. What does this mean? Is that we're going to watch now. We can see Bellingham now recognising that Kane might drop in, and when he does, he makes that run beyond, which forces the defender to defend the run. Now you can see a situation which is huge in England's favour. They've got Saka free on the right-hand side because the full-back's been forced to narrow. They've got the centre-back facing his own goal with runners. Now, how do we work on it as a coach? Well, we've decided to adopt this little practice here, which is a small-sided game. And what we've got is we've got 5v5, but split into 3 sections. So we've got 2 defenders with 3 attackers for both the Reds and the Blues. And we've got a middle area here, which is twofold. One, it acts as an offside line, allowing the defenders to make the game as match-specific as possible. But 2, it's a free zone for one of the attackers to drop into. And this is what we're encouraging. The build-up from the goalkeeper or the defenders to try and find the free attacker in that middle zone. And then we can start to create the situations that we've talked about before. Get on the half turn, firing it wide, firing it through, creating those problems for defenders. To progress it even more and make it even more like a game, we're going to allow one of these defenders to join in and one of the defenders there to actually step in and defend that situation. So now we're creating situations that are multiple beneficial. How can we decide to defend? Do I go and do I stay? As a forward, can I make runs that complement my partner dropping into a pocket? So that's our view on why Harry Kane's so effective. Let's see if he can be super effective on Saturday night against France. And please, have a go at some sessions that we hope will allow you to work with your forwards on dropping in and then who's running beyond. Best of luck. Enjoy the tournament.